I'm not sure how I end up in my jockey alone, but
imagine granny and mommy know your Lolo looking like.
What we doing?
They make those mojitos very strong.
Like sitting
on the pavement and the vomit is reaching onto the road.
The lights were off. I just find like, you know, a different flavor was in my mouth at that point in time.
What is your most embarrassing moment in public or private?
After we come back from our party, we was home by me. My mother bring us home by me. Things happen.
so as a young man, this is something that shouldn't happen. Trying to be engaged physically with a young woman, but he wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready. As in not
he who
not he like me.
I thought she was a man.
No.
Things was working at 11. Went in the hallway, in my bedroom, and I tried to do a miracle, say a prayer, nothing ever worked.
Wake up out of your sleep in the name of Jesus, wake up.
Parents come out one after the other, who tried to go in the room or everything, so I had to be naked as a boy and try to prevent that from happening. Eventually when I go back inside, she nowhere to be found.
Alright, so I went by the young lady, and young lady, she was a woman. I don't know what happened. The time was a little against me.
Excuse me. Oh yeah, touch me.
I was supposed to reach there earlier. I had to pick up my sister at a certain time, you know.
It's like okay, this,
I went in the room wherever. Honestly, I never been in a room this dark. It was a very dark room. I'm a very visual person.
I can't see anything here.
It didn't feel like how I thought it would feel.
Oh, your body's not quite what I was expecting, but that's okay.
Not in a bad way, just just not what I imagined, and I can't see it. So we just go in with, Richard.
The stiff man digs what's underneath.
What would I try to do, right? You know, a little foreplay over. He just not responding. So he just, like when you're not hard, it was like the exact opposite of that. Like
when you go to a pool?
Yeah. You ever wonder like if I was to just run around in Antarctica, like you ever wonder that? It wasn't that like in the immediate opposite of what was needed in the moment. She was trying to help the cause my way, so she was like, gonna go down, and then after she's like, oh my god. Where? She's like, I think I broke it. I take it as a sign that I was not supposed to do that. So I called her Bridget one time after. I said, boy, don't worry about that, that happened to me, it doesn't mean it was those. But I thought something was wrong with me now. But the next day, I would have called. The next day, I'd see another young lady. No. I just needed to make sure.
I had a peanut bottle on the highway, stuck in traffic though, and can't hold it.
You know, remember Trini Posse back up in Shagaramas there? Just had a moment where I was just real drunk. Apparently I was doing the most, and that was a Saturday, and then the Carnival Monday Juve, I chipping on the road with some friends, and then my brethren's coming up to me telling me, they can't believe I fling this girl. They call her girl name, right? So I saying, nah, you mad, that girl real boss, I would never fling you, So then to find out, so I called the girl Wednesday. So yeah, I hear people saying, we fling Saturday, and she said, yeah. And then of being true, and I would say that was the most embarrassing moment because I just would have never flung that girl, but it ended up happening.
Sometimes when you're anticipating the jam a little bit too much, and yeah, it's like, alright, so we get into it, small bites, start a kiss, take off clothes, get on the bed, that kind of vibes. So as soon as I went inside, you're done already, start to feel that tingle in your back, alright, I ain't gonna be here long, right, cool. You just pull out early, you go down and eat one time. I get into details, so, right? Yeah. So you start eat one time, you tell yourself, alright, I'm gonna catch back quick. You're eating, and then you're eating, and then it's like, yo, what are we doing? And yeah, he just decided that was it. Like I could.
Did she know?
At the time, she didn't know was like what was taking place now. So like I was eating and I was like, yeah, you're not ready for this, that kind of vibe. So she was like, oh no, I'm ready, yeah, what's it now?
How, Sway?
I was like, nah, I'm not ready. But like deep inside, I was like, no, please, I just need one more.
God, please, no!
Please, no. She was like, nah, man, that's it. And right after, she was like, so let's go. Live and learn.
Was all your most embarrassing moment, boy?
Brother. You know, I had a girlfriend at a point in time and we started to back up from Port of Spain. We live South Trinidad. Reach home now, you know, nice thing is you have a girl, all they go in, do what to do, whatever. Last thing I do is, you know, the good. Drop to sleep after. When it good, you drop to sleep after now, but you don't yeah. So I went and sleep, you know.
Nice.
Next thing I remember is Granny and Mommy of the individual waking me up. And when I woke up, I was on the kitchen counter, fetal position, no clothes on, Lola out, and Granny and Mommy waking me up to ask me what I doing here in this kind of condition. Up to this very day, as big as I am, I just still feel a type of way because imagine Granny and Mommy know your Lolo looking like I live with this thing from birth till now, and Mommy and Granny know what your Lolo looking like, and you know what's the most embarrassing part about it? You know when your Lolo dead, how it does look. And that's how them was waking me up there. Because when I get up and Nah, I still can't live without up to this day though. You can at least be halfway, you know, halfway there. Semi something wrong, but you could not get on the full truth of what you look like.
I guess for the age I was, it was really embarrassing. I remember hopping out of a taxi with my mom on Frederick Street. And I would have been 12 or 13, you know, the menses. As in the menstruals.
And Tom?
Yeah, boy. And somebody has to be like, hi, there's some blood on your pants. And I was just like, I thought I was
embarrassing.
going to die.
No, yeah.
Thought I was going to die.
No, yeah. I feel like that's every woman goes through that. At some point, you get up and it's like, ooh, problem.
The leakage.
But I kind of stopped feeling embarrassed. It's like, bro,
how to live.
I was in primary school. It's either prayers or something. We had to stand up and like we couldn't move. And I was like, Miss, I need to use the bathroom. Shorty did not take me on. So who peed in front of the class? Me. I was like, I had to go. And if you're not letting me go, it had to come out. I mean, of course it was like, I couldn't hold it in anymore. So it's like a little embarrassing, but at the same time.
So are you like the leak twins or something?
Gang.
Oh, wow. Hashtag leak.
Oh my gosh, we're the leak rangers. I'm red or yellow.
Go, Power Rangers!
You see? It's a thing.
And I always want to be the red ranger anyways.
Come on.
So my sister, she used to have some friends over. This is like secondary school time. So, you know, I thought some of her friends are nice, whatever. So one of her friends lived on the street opposite us. So there was a time, a bunch of them were linemen, and they wanted me to help walk them across the next side of the road. And I was on my bike, and I was riding, and they were walking, and I was like, you know what, let me show off a little bit, do some tricks.
Oh my God, he on X Games mode.
Trying to look cool now, impress the ladies a little bit. So I do a little wheelie thing, nice, and then at the end of the street there's this huge wall. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna ride real fast and bust a nice skirt, a little 180, make it look nice. And I go in a real pace, pull the brakes cable bust. And I went riding, flying straight into the wall, face was BAM! And I was like, oh my gosh, I just turned around, shake it off like nothing happened. I was like, yeah, we reached.
Real hard for me to feel embarrassed now because I just laugh off everything, and you know, I find everything to be kicks now. So, but one thing I could remember,
we was in Tobago time and it was like 17. There's the early stages of drinking. So we went, we sheet or something. So, and your boy was real drunk.
would have been a party in Privy. Big up all the South people. I don't know if anybody else remember Privy, but there was a party in Privy. I think it was a foam party. And I just remember getting super drunk, dog. And my brethren would have find me lay down on top of my bonnet in just my drawers, dog.
Reach home, walk into the bedroom, I hit a bottle, a Stag bottle, and it fall on and break now. But nobody else was in the room at the time, I don't know how. And in my drunk state, I was like, hey boy, don't break that bottle, let me do the responsible thing and clean it up, right?
I don't know, this is me piecing together this story. I would have probably get real faded and decide that the only way for my brethren to find me would have been to go back to my car. I'm not sure how I end up in my jockey alone, but...
So I pick up the broom, pick up the scoop, sweep up everything, take straight to the bed. And I went in my bed and I lied on my bed saying, wow, you were drunk, but you were still able to act responsibly now. Then I wake up the next day.
He say I was literally sprawled out like this on top of the car door, and he had to literally like pull me back in the car. He said he didn't know where my jersey was, but my pants were somewhere right there. So I assumed I probably take off all my clothes, and I was like, this would probably be the easiest way for him to spot me now. Lie down on top of the car, you know. A man just in the jockey now, boy. He said, hey, Carlos here, boy. Thing. Put me in the car, dog, and the next day he tell me that story. I was like, wait, dog, that's real shit.
And there were some young ladies staying in the house as well. And I come out of the room, and somebody was like, Crooks, how you break the bottle and leave it on the floor? You cut your foot. And then they showed me the video of what actually happened. And I just picked up one piece of glass and threw it.
When I was younger, I used to do Dragon Boat. And we used to train with the St. Anthony's fellas. And the other time they took us to the Botanical Gardens to run drills. So you're running up the hill and you have to run back down. So ran up the hill, and on the way down, like I slipped and bust my ass. And like the entire back of my tights bust up. So it was like in front of like not just the girls, but like the entire, well, the St. Anthony's boys too. And I was like, oh my god.
I could have been about 22. I was drunk in tailgate. May have had a lip slip. Yeah. Heard one of my favorite songs. And I'm like, yeah, well, I could have bubbled to the song. Hold on to the cooler, and the whole top of the cooler went, and I went with it at a party. It happens. I can't remember what song that was. I was drunk. It was Tip on Your Toe. I tipped on my toe and I went step and fell.
Đấy, một lần đi à mà bà sơ đi đi qua. Mà bà thì đâu có gì vì vậy anh một lần. Big up trai, big up life vậy. Adex thing too vậy. Amidas kia đấy. Party done, I think that was try by. Party done, I reach home, I lose my glasses, all kind of thing. The last thing I remember sitting down and I rock outside. That was it. The party was in the paddock, so I go on in our group chat. I see me and this girl hugging up, kissing. I really feeling up this girl. I don't know. I bust now. I wasn't punching. I was GTC and white to play. So the thing does go sometimes, yes?
How was she looking?
Why you see this back? You see that back and I think, oh, okay. Yeah, nice girl and a nice girl, man.
I'm trying to remember the name of the party. I think it might have been in St. John's. I might have been about 15 or 16 and I got like white girl wasted. After the party, I sat on the pavement and the vomit was like projectile.
We were real young. One of my friends, his family owned a country club and we went there to smoke.
Like sitting on the pavement and the vomit is reaching onto the road. Then I went home, we were sleeping over by my friend and they had to bathe me.
And of course I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this because all these boys are so cute. They were real cute.
One of the girls I was helping bathe me, I didn't really know her well and I actually saw her in the gym a month ago and she reminded me of it and it was very embarrassing.
And we were in the bathroom, the girls' bathroom, and they passed in the weed, and then all of a sudden I started to cold sweat. And then I was like, I need to go outside. I went outside and I'm standing up in the balcony outside. And I'm there like, bleh. And air is just coming out and I'm just vomiting out air.
and I wanted to die.
This was when I was younger. My sister was talking to this guy. I think it was a friend, but she probably liked him, I don't know. I had rituals, I was drinking rituals, and I think he said something, and I spit out my rituals on him. I literally spit out the drink on him because he said something funny and I laughed and I was like, shit.
Actually, that was something.
Yeah. But it wasn't too much, but it was still like, shit, you know? I was unfortunate, sorry. Years after, sorry.
But like it went all over and more like...
It was a little bit like on his shirt or something. And I was like, over counter, because he was working and stuff.
So this thing at distance?
Well, for one, I apparently can't walk. I always tripping somewhere. Up to recently, I almost fall on about 3 times in one day in the gym, but...
So the same situation that Samara was talking about. So last year, you know when Hilton had their fry line thing? They make those mojitos very strong. I had 1.5 mojito, and usually like that, I would be normal, like that wouldn't pull me up. I had 1.5 mojito, I just thought like, we having a good time. There was a group of people right next to us, because at the time it was really packed. I laughed and I spit out my drink right on the man.
Just like that?
Right, like literally spit take, TV type thing, like right on him, and he just watched me with the most disgusted backyard face.
And he probably dressed up nice and
He had on a shirt jack.
Oh God.
But it was him, and of course his woman was right next to him, and she just looked at me real cut-eye. So yeah, it was off. But then later in the night, they seemed to be drunk, and then they came around and they were dancing. I was like, okay, everything good?
The thing is, it's not in public. It was our first time doing the do, and can't believe I've seen this on camera. The lights were off, I did my thing, and I just found like, you know, a different flavor was in my mouth at that point in time.
Quiet on set. Quiet on set. Please.
I turned on the light and long did I know. I turned into Dracula. I look at myself in the mirror and I was Dracula. I was doing my thing and we were having a good time, and I just find like, you know, I was tasting a very strong irony flavor in my mouth. So yeah, she and I were both caught off guard. She made up for it 2 weeks after, and it was glorious.
I grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist household. Things like meat and piercings and alcohol and things weren't allowed. When I turned 17, I pierced my ears. I was walking through Arima on my way home, and it just so happened that while I was heading home, my mother was heading home from work, and she saw the earrings in my ear glittering in the sunlight, and I got a Seventh-day Adventist blowout on the pavement in front of an Oak Grove vendor in Arima. All of Arima knows now that if God wanted me with a hole in my ear, he'd have put it, you know. Big up moms though.
The Oak Grove vendor ever bring it back up?
I don't buy Oak Grove, so I don't think I ever saw him again.
After that, they all...
No, as in, you see Oak Grove?
I hate Oak Grove. Stop involving me in your
situation.
Just
cool.
handle the story. I'm not going to give details into it, but I went on a trip last year, and there was a restaurant on the beach, right? It's on a big beach. And when we left the restaurant, we started walking all the way to the other side of the beach because it was closer to the house we were staying at. 3/4 way through the walk, there was something that needed to happen. And I was too far away from the restaurant. The young lady I was with and I had to go a little incognito to allow this thing to happen. And in the midst of the activity, we look up and there is a van of at least 20 to 30 people lining, just enjoying the view.
Oh God.
This is the core. Thank you for watching Nezzo TV.
Welcome to the core.